Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the Roomies Digest. My name is Christine and in today's video we are going to be setting up my 2022 bullet journal. First of all, can we take a moment to appreciate this amazing brown vegan leather bullet journal from Archer and Olive. She's beauty, she's grace, she's Miss United States. This is such a beautiful journal and I love it so much. And I'm so excited that you guys are here because I had such a fun time planning my 2022 reading journal, bullet journal, the combination of those two things. Just to get some things out of the way, this is the B5 Sunset Brown Vegan Leather Archer and Olive. It's got like a little sunset on the front. And I really like this one because it's bigger than my bullet journal that I got last year, both of them. Last year I got 2 of the A5s, I believe. This one is just so much more space, and you'll see when we do the flip through and kind of go through it, how this is going to help me this year be more organized and use the space better in this bullet journal. But yeah, I just wanted to say really quick before we get started, this year for bullet journaling, I'm gonna be doing quarterly videos. I kind of mentioned this previously in another video, but you know, putting out a bullet journal video that's like a plan with me every month is a lot, especially since I'm not like a bullet journal like guru in any way, shape, or form. So after 3 months, I will do kind of like a flip through and show you guys the themes that I did for those 3 months and, you know, kind of like how I organized my bullet journal. In today's video, I basically have already drawn out everything and like put it all together. So we won't be doing like that kind of a plan with me section. So I feel like a lot of people, they like don't really care about the how, you know what I mean? Like how you made it. They just kind of want to see the spreads. So we're going to try it this way. If you guys completely hate it and you want to see exactly how I drew the lines, we can go back to that. Just let me know. But so far, like when we start the video, you guys will see all of the spreads are pretty much already laid out. And then I will go in and explain how I'm going to be using the spreads throughout the year, throughout the months, and that kind of a thing. So yeah, for the time being, it will be quarterly videos. My next bullet journal flip through plan with me will be at the end of March, where I'll do a flip through for the past 3 months and then do like a plan with me for April. So we'll do that. And then, yeah, if you guys completely hate it, like I said, let me know. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get started. Bum, bum, da 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 da, bum, bum, da. So as you guys can see, this is the vegan brown leather bullet journal from Archer and Olive. I really love the gold foiling on this. And I was really, when I ordered this, I think it was November, I was just reading Dune and I was really in like that sandy, sunsetty mood. So this journal just spoke to me. I'm really excited because this one is bigger than my previous journals, like I said, and I just think it's gonna work out so well for me this year. So this is going to be the title page for 2022. My theme this year is just to be simple and easy, okay? Because I feel like last year I did a lot with all of my spreads and I just wanted to minimize, minimalist, you know, make it simple and also refocus. You know, I didn't come this far to only come this far because this year is going to be big for work, for our booktube, for everything. So I wanted a really nice inspirational quote that I could really get behind. I did want to mention the pens that I used when making this bullet journal. You guys can see the font is kind of like this really fun scripty font. And I ended up using these 2 Pigma Micron pens, the 08 and the 02, to kind of do the detail, as well as the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen F and S. So those 2 types of pens basically just did like the titles for everything in this video and the like smaller writing, like detailed writing, which you'll see. I did end up using a couple of colors and things like that, some washi tape. We will go through that at the end of the video so you can see exactly what those are if you want to use them in your bullet journal. But yeah, let's get started. So the first kind of official spread is the yearly log spread. I really like kind of having everything planned out in these rows so I can see exactly what is going to be happening every month and, you know, what I need to look forward to throughout the year. I really missed this in my first bullet journal that I ever made. I didn't really have a nice cohesive spread that I could use like this. So I'm so excited to fill this one out. As you can see, I already have a couple of things ready for the new year. In February, I'm going to be hosting the Shelf Space live show with Vish, who is actually like a host of Shelf Space, which is a sci-fi fantasy book club. It's going to be a really fun live show. We're reading The Unbroken, so you can see that that's already in my calendar, as well as if you guys look down here at the bottom, I did something a little crazy this year. I put all of my social media trackers down at the bottom of my yearly log. They are all like icons, and these first 3 icons are the 3 icons that I was using throughout the year last year in like my monthly spreads. But I just kind of wanted to have a place where I could see the growth like throughout the year. So I put this in the yearly log. The first 3, it's going to be our YouTube subscribers, our Instagram followers, and our TikTok followers. So those are the first 3 icons that you guys saw throughout all of my bullet journal videos last year. And then the next 2 are going to be book related. So the number sign is going to be the number of pages that I read that month. This will be a good way for me to kind of keep up with that and have it all together, as well as the like kind of open book icon, which will be the number of books that I read that month. So I'll be filling out this like social media / you know, bookish content tracker at the end of the month, which you guys will be able to see in the like quarterly flip through. And then the last icon here is just the money sign, and that is personal. That's like a personal thing for me, just like how much money I'm putting into my bank account every month. I just want to keep up with that. I have a lot of things to put in this bullet journal, but you'll notice kind of as we flip through that I didn't completely fill it out because there are some like personal private things that I don't necessarily want to like show with the whole entire internet, which brings me to the next spread. This is kind of like a 2022 goal page. I really like this idea of having like 23 things to do before 2023. So I basically just made these boxes, 23 boxes, and I will fill out these goals throughout, you know, the year. And then you can see on the right hand side of this page, there's the goal, the obstacle for the goal, and the plan. I think this is just kind of a chart that will help me better complete my goals, because I do have, you know, a list of 23 that I'm gonna have to go through this year. And I just think recognizing what that goal is and maybe like what's holding me back from that goal will help me go through with it, you know, having a good plan. My little Virgo moon is coming out in that moment. Flipping the page, y'all know I could not do this bullet journal without a brain dump page. This is gonna be the general brain dump, just like for the years. Anything that I'm thinking of, I'm gonna brain dump it in there. And the theme for the bullet journal, just like the general yearly theme, is a combination of something that I started with last year, which was the line art women, with one of my favorite things, which is like plants and things like that. Minimalist kind of like idea. And that is how I came up with this woman here with the, you know, washi tape on her eyes. Another thing, as you can see, I've already got something written down in my brain dump. It's the Patreon. Monique and I are thinking about doing a Patreon, so I've got a couple of ideas for the tiers for that. So you can see a little sneak peek, something you didn't ask for, but here you are because you're watching this bullet journal video. Anyway, flipping the page. So a huge thing last year was me trying to keep up with arcs and new releases. Like I just didn't have a good spread for this. I think the 2 spreads that I had were just kind of like list spreads, and I am for sure a visual learner. Like I retain information when it's like visually aesthetic and like visually laid out for me. So as you can see, all of these boxes are labeled with a letter. Those are the letters of the year, starting with January. Every time there is an arc for NetGalley or a new release that we want to keep up with, be aware of, I am going to write it here. As you can see, I've got BOOKLUBERS by Emily Henry coming out on 5/3. I think this spread will really help me keep up with those arcs and new releases. So then maybe we can post more consistently on our Instagram. Flipping the page, my next 3 spreads is the book recommendations spread, the series to finish spread, and the book clubs and read along spread. So I started here kind of filling in the series to finish. I have Mistborn on there because I started Mistborn. I haven't finished it yet currently, but I will be finishing it soon, as well as the Poppy War, because it looks like for Fantasy Book Club, which is the fantasy series book club that I host with Rachel, Jess, and Nicole Lee. It's looking like The Poppy War is going to be our next pick for that, so we will start that probably in February. So I'm going ahead and putting the trilogy in here because I do actually want to finish this trilogy. Everyone has said it's amazing. I've started it. I just want to finish it. So that is the second trilogy that I put in there. I feel like there are more series that I want to finish that I started, like for one, The Ember and the Ashes, but I just didn't write that down in the spread because, you know, time. The book recommendation spread is pretty self-explanatory. This is basically just the title and the author of a book and who recommended it to me. In this specific spread, I give an example from Manda from Ginger Snapped Reads. She has been ranting and raving about this one book, There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. So I just kind of like put that one generally in there so you guys could see how the spread would work so that I can kind of keep up with that throughout the year, because I feel like I get so many book recommendations and I never know who has told me to read what. So I'm gonna be better about putting that somewhere that I can reference back to it. So as far as book clubs and read-alongs go, this is also kind of self-explanatory. It's a similar spread to the ARCs and new releases, but basically there is a box for every month of the year. And in the boxes, it will have the book clubs and what book they're reading for that month. So I already have a couple in here. There's the Outlander read along, which I'm hosting with a couple of other booktubers. We're basically reading an Outlander book every 2 months. So you can see in the spread, I've got Outlander in January and February, Dragonfly and Amber in March and April, and Voyager in May and June. The other couple of things that I have in here, you guys know I just talked about fantasy series. In January, we read The Traitor Queen. So that was our book pick for that. That's going to be something that I'll consistently put in each of these boxes. I just kind of, for an example, only put 2 here. And then the ones below that, so obviously I'm going to be hosting the Shelf Space live show with Vish for the book The Unbroken, which that live show will be in February. And then in February, Monique and I are reading Good Girl Complex for the Sugar and Spice Book Club, because we're actually going to be hosting that book and that live show with Manda from Ginger Snapped Reads and Kirsten from Kirsten's Corner. And that live show will be in March. So basically, all that to be said, I just want to keep up with book clubs and read-alongs and things that are happening in the community in a place where I can just reference it and be like, okay, I'm reading this for book club. Here it is. That's the book. Here's the list. Check it twice. Read the book. Okay, flipping the page. So you guys know last year I did a 2021 book log page, and I think it turned out really, really well because it was this like line art woman with like the bookshelves in her head. So I wanted to do still the line art woman with this new kind of like plant minimalist theme with these colors, but I wanted to make it different than last year. So I had this idea to draw the line art and then write the names of the books behind her, right? So by the end of the year, I'll have like all the names of the books and it'll be a whole completely like filled out page and it'll kind of be art. Anyway, you can see here, I started January's already with Always Only You, A Burning, Once There Were Wolves, The Traitor Queen, and Pandora's Jar. Those are like the books that I've read so far. And then on the right-hand side here, I have Best of 2022. I feel like last year I had no idea what my best books were. So this is gonna be a great kind of a way for me to pick the best of the best at the end of the year. So when we have our end of year wrap up, I will actually have books to tell you guys to read. Anyway, I really like how the spread turned out. I just think the colors. Anyway, okay, so flipping the page, we're actually getting into the January spread here. This is actually inspired by the cover of The Grief Keeper, which is a book. I really loved that cover. Like I've always liked it. I like the use of black in that cover. So I kind of like inverted it and made it my own thing, but essentially it's sort of like dreaming of books, like kind of what I did last year for my theme. Just a woman sleeping with a book, and then she's wearing the top that has the pattern of the theme of this whole entire bullet journal so far. I also wanted to try doing like a January tab for this month. I thought it would be easier to kind of like reference the month with this kind of a tab instead of having like a washi tape tab sticking out of the bullet journal, because I tried that last year and it didn't really work. So we'll see. I like the cutout. I think it looks really nice. And you'll notice kind of as we go into the January spread, the theme is the same as the bullet journal theme, because I just decided to extend it into January. Because I did this video so late, like literally started it on the 24th, I think, I am going to be extending that like theme into February. So really, the bullet journal theme, January and February are all gonna have the same like theme, and then I'll have something different in March, but you guys will see that in the quarterly flip through. So you guys know the January spread, the monthly spread is something that I really love to have. I like to see what's going on in the month all laid out for me. You can see I've already kind of filled it in a little bit with my work schedule and kind of like what was going on for the month so far. I know on the right hand side I'm going to start doing my TBRs like this. I really like how it looks. It's very like neat and concise, and I don't need a full page for my TBR anymore, so I'm going to be including that in my monthly spread every month. In the top part underneath the title, I've got goal focus. I think I'm actually already going to be changing this next month. So instead of saying goal focus, I think it'll be like important dates and things to remember for the month. But this spread is pretty much how I do my monthly spreads, like the monthly calendar and then notes for the bottom for meetings and things like that. So this is really fun. This is a combination of some new things and some old things that I took from last year, but I essentially have these monthly trackers that are like rise and shine, exercise, no takeout, no alcohol, writing, journaling, work, COVID tests, no food after 7, and vitamins. So these trackers mean different things. Rise and shine is just like getting up early in the morning. Exercise is self-explanatory. These are just kind of personal like daily goals that I want to keep up with throughout the month, as well as kind of taking a measure of what I'm eating throughout the day. I'm trying to be generally more healthy this year, and one of my goals that I actually haven't written down in my 23 before 23 is to like get back in shape, because your girl used to have a 6-pack and the 6-pack ain't no more. So I think these trackers are gonna really help me focus on that. I also liked putting the goals to focus on in this section because it's kind of just like things I need to look out for throughout the month. As you can see, it's kind of not really filled out for this month because the end of the month is here, like literally the month is done, but I will have this like completely filled out in my February spread, which you'll see in the flip through. The last thing on this page that I really liked doing last year was the income tracker. I am an independent contractor, so this is really helpful for me as far as like taxes and like how much money is coming in every month and kind of like my totals at the end of the month. So I really liked that last year, and since I started this journal so late in the month, I didn't need a full spread for this, so I just kind of like included that down there at the bottom. Then on the right hand side, I of course have my monthly brain dump. This is going to be where I dump all my notes and things that happen for the rest of the month. I think I might actually just use this brain dump page for February as well, because the February spread will be a continuation of January. We'll see how it goes when we get to the quarterly flip through video. So turning the page, I combined two of my favorite spreads, my favorite lines spread and my wrap up spread. You guys know that I like to keep up with my favorite lines when I'm reading, just like those quotes that are just so freaking good, you gotta write them down. So that is gonna be on the left hand side. It's gonna be the same basic layout, except instead of it being 2 full pages, it's just gonna be one really big page. And then on the right hand side, of course, I'm going to be doing my wrap up page, which will be a breakdown of all the books that I read throughout the month, the title, the author, the date that I read the book, where I got the book from, how I read the book, the page number, and the star count. This will help me. Oh my God, the tamale man. I'm so sorry, guys. If you hear the tamale man, I'm just gonna take a quick break. Okay, y'all. The tamale man stopped. The violinist started. I was like wondering why we never filmed up here before. It's because there's a lot of drama. If you guys hear a violin in the background, that's what's happening. Anyway, so the wrap-up page is just gonna be the same kind of wrap-up page that I did last year in my bullet journals. Basic, simple. I love doing it because it gives me a full scope of what I read throughout the month and kind of like my feelings and thoughts. I did add 2 new parts to this wrap-up because I'm not gonna be reading as much every month, so I won't fill out a full page. I thought it would be fun to kind of put what my most interesting read of the month is and also my most disappointing read. I think it'll just be nice to have like a little blurb in there and be like, look, had high expectations, didn't cut, here's why. Or, you know, this book really knocked it out of the park and I had no idea that it was going to do that. So just more reflecting on kind of like what I'm reading and processing it. I don't know if I'm going to do the individual book spreads like I used to do in my bullet journals. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, this month was kind of wacky because I started so late. We'll see what I end up doing in the flip through. I feel like I'm advertising for the quarterly flip through every time I say that, but you know, it is what it is. So these are the washi tapes that I ended up using throughout the spread. It's just these like basic washi tapes off Amazon. If you guys are interested, I can link them below. But yeah, I just use it to kind of spice up the page a little bit. I have so many different types of washi tapes. I feel like I need to be using them. So I really try to incorporate them with the color scheme in all of my spreads this month. Okay guys, last but not least, we're gonna do the weekly spread. This is one of my favorite spreads. I used this spread a lot last year. Just think that it works for me and I like having a lot of space to write down the things that I need to be doing daily. I'm gonna be using it probably a lot this year as well. But as you can see, I've got the calendar in the top left corner as well as a space for important dates and things I need to remember. Daily reminders, one of the things that I need to be doing daily is drinking more water. Like I drink a lot of water when I'm at home, but when I'm at work, I don't drink as much water. So daily reminder, drink more water. And then of course, down there at the bottom, we've got the daily kind of like spreads. I really like just having these really big boxes where I can put in everything that I need to be doing. And then also having that like note area for important things that maybe need to be noted for next month or, you know, need to be plugged in later on in the week that I just don't know when I'm gonna be doing it, that kind of a thing. Like I said, I'll probably be using this weekly spread a lot this year. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of it. Last but not least, I wanted to kind of add this really fun photo dump spread. You can see I've already got one picture in here from January. This was like Monique's birthday when we had all of our booktube friends come over and hang out. That was just such a fun time, and Jayla brought her Instax Mini. So we all got a photo from that. And honestly, it kind of just inspired me to have this whole page of just like memories. Like I know this is popular to do in bullet journals, to have like a spread where you can put all of your pictures from the year. And I don't really want there to be a rhyme or reason. I like collages. I like it to look used up and messy, like a specific, you know, messy, artistically messy. That is what the spread is going to be. Just as we're doing more things this year, as COVID gets less and less intense, I think this will just be a really fun spread to fill out and have all of my memories from the year. Last but not least, I just wanted to show you guys the pins and like colors that I was using for the spread in case you wanted to use them for your bullet journal. Like I said, I just picked out 5 colors that I thought would look really good together. Traditionally, I'm not good at picking out colors that go well together, so I was really surprised that this spread came out so well. But yeah, these are it. These are the Tombow pins that I used, and then the other 2 colors are just these 2 regular Crayola markers, like a clay and a burnt orange. I also use a Uniball Signa DX like 0.38 pen. This isn't my favorite black pen to use, but I have a full pack of them. So like, you know, I gotta use them, gotta use them somehow. Use that at your own risk. But yeah, everything else pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, that is the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this bullet journal video. I know it's a little bit different than what I usually do. So if you like this kind of style video where we go through the whole thing, I've already drawn it out and we just kind of like talk about it, then let me know. I think it was kind of chaotic to be like filming it and also like looking at the video playback at the same time, but you know, if it works, it works. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a like for me. Comment down below if you made a bullet journal spread, or if, like I said, if you like this kind of video. If you want to support me and Monique on this channel, click that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell if you don't want to miss another video from us. And yeah, guys, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in our next one. Bye.